Hey, Shalom Akim. First foremost, give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rachah Kudash, double honors under the Elders Apostle Green Millstone, the Elders Green Millstone, and of course, peace and blessings under the hopeful elect. This is your servant Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, serving with truth and sincerity. Yes, I'm the brother Chayabo from Z-Men's Plain Devil's Camp. Come back with love and let us into spirit. Yes, this lesson be based off of recent news. You can just go all throughout the news, basically going into this, obviously what's happening between U.S., what says dash Israeli, and, between Iran. And as we know, so it's a lot of things happening. Strikes. And we can already see that war is coming very, very soon. Read this. It says, U.S.-Israeli assassination of Iran's supreme leader opens door for Iran's new hardline leader, risking total war. Yeah, and you can look it up. This guy, supreme leader Ali Khamenei, he was just assassinated, February 28th? 3 days ago. So from today's March 3rd, but hey. It says, Ali Hosseini Khamenei was an Iranian politician and Shia cleric who served as second supreme leader of Iran from 1989 until his assassination in 2026. So, hey, a lot of things are happening, man. And as we see, obviously Esau's moving, but as Esau continues to move for these other nations, are of course going to make their own moves, and whether it's all biblical. It says, in a dramatic escalation that pushes the Middle East toward the precipice of open conflict, the reported death of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei, or let's see how you say this. Okay, yeah. It says, in a joint U.S.-Israeli military operation had triggered a seismic shift in Tehran's power structure. The shift installation of Ayatollah, it says, Ali Reza Arafi as interim leader, a cleric infamous for leading that to America chants. Hey, they're already saying it. It says, reveals a dangerous truth. The aggressive strikes marketed as a necessary defense have not crippled the Islamic Republic, but have instead empowered its most radical elements. Exactly. And scriptures say how, again, we are without a doubt in a time of war. So things are happening. Let's get real quick. It says Matthew chapter 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? What shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come on my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So clearly we're in those times of hearing of wars and rumors of wars. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Again, ultimately, we're still waiting for the implementation of the mark of the beast. That's when the true climax of War 3 is going to start. But again, clearly, we are at the door, man, for this war to break out. It says, Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So without a doubt, we are in those times. Civil wars incoming. Obviously, within the U.S., we're already expecting that civil war. Kingdom against kingdom. It says, and there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Famines, global shortages, inflation. Pestilences. We already know that great pestilence passed back in 2020. And again, they keep on increasing. Kill snakes. And said that basically, there's going to be a new pestilence, which pestilence is another word for disease. It says, in earthquakes in diverse places. Yeah, and there's many earthquakes happening right now. Diverse meaning various, many places. Well, yeah, various places. Yeah, diverse used to indicate a variety or diversity within a group, emphasizing a range of different kinds of types present in a collection or situation. It often appears in older or formal contexts to describe a mixture or multitude of things, people, or qualities. Exactly. So you got all types of earthquakes and, again, all different things happening. It says, yeah, basically going into various. The Greek word right there is kata. But hey, that's the point. Point is that we are in a time of war, and of course it's only going to increase. It says, yeah, keep on reading the article. It says, this move backed by Washington's Warhawks represents a reckless gamble for a regime change that has backfired spectacularly, trading a known entity for an unpredictable ideologue and setting the stage for retaliatory spiral that could consume the region in flames. How many assassinations of supreme leaders will it take to quash an ideology? The ideology lives on, and the religious fervor and justifications for retaliation only increase. So that's the point. Read this. It says, the reported killing of supreme leader Ali Khamenei and dozens of senior Iranian officials in Operation Epic Fury has forced an immediate and volatile leadership transition in Iran. So, hey. And basically, you keep on reading. It says, Rafi is a known entity who has publicly led chants of death to America and death to England, death to Israel. It says, framing anti-Westernist sentiment as a religious and political duty. So, hey, they're already saying it, man. And guess what? This is all prophecy that they will again come against the horror. And we know, well, America, England, Israel, they all have ties together. America born from England, and obviously America, heavily protecting Israel. So that's why the scriptures say, of course, America is going to be destroyed. Israel with it too. Both nations will be destroyed. Scriptures don't go into England, but what the scriptures touch on America and Israel. America is going to be destroyed by, of course, nuclear fire. Israel as well, but America won't be inhabited again. Israel, of course, that's going to be a purifying for that land so that the real Israelites can come in. Of course, being what the so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, and also those who are scattered abroad amongst these other nations. It says, this leadership crisis arrives amid ongoing military exchanges, including Iranian, it says, retaliatory strikes that have already killed American service members. The U.S.-Israeli action aimed at decapitation and destabilization risk unifying Iran under a more openly hostile leadership and triggering a wider war. So again, man, in those times, getting real quick. Joel 3:9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Exactly. So war, without a doubt, is being prepared. And the mighty men are waking up. It says, let all the men of war draw near. So ultimately, these militaries are being stirred up. The militaries within these other nations are being stirred up. Prepared. Again, what? For that war, that great war that we're waiting for, which of course is World War III. Scriptures, of course, going to Revelation 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So the second woe, of course, being World War II, and the third woe being World War III. So there you have it. So the scriptures already prophesy about how this is going to come. And ultimately we know what it says, verse 10, Be your plowshares and the swords, and the pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Yeah, so as America keeps on getting ruling like a tyrant amongst these other nations, well, they're going to keep on getting stronger and stronger. Obviously, you go back decades ago, these other nations weren't known for their, military capabilities, of course, compared to now. But as you can see, that as quickly has changed, and it's going to quickly continue to change. It says, verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. They're that cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Yeah, so ultimately the Lord's going to have it where all these nations gather up within the Middle East. We know, again, that's where basically the bulk of World War III is going to be fought. And the Lord's going to have the nations gather up there. So basically what? It's going to be, again, with all the heathen gathering up there, obviously the Lord's killing two birds with one stone by having, obviously by having them, kill one another in such great masses. And ultimately what? Obviously what? So the bulk of World War III is going to be fought there. And again, a lot of death and judgments could be happening en masse in that region. So, hey. So again, the scriptures going to this war. And before the climax of it happens, what? The MOTB, of course, needs to be mandated. And as we already know, what the MOTB is at the door to being mandated. With Elon Musk and, again, Esau preparing to usher in this new NWO, which he's already doing it. AI is heavily speeding it up. But ultimately, we know the implementation of the MOTB is right around the corner. Obviously, we can see that they're getting, rid of cash, introducing more electronic payments. But, making way for the CBDCs and central banks. Well, obviously, it's going to get to the point where cash is outlawed in any form of payment, or even credit card payment, or whatever. Well, ultimately, in order for those within the society to thrive, they're going to need to take the MOTB, or in order for them to be within this society at all, buying and selling, they're going to need the MOTB. Revelation chapter 13, 16 through 18. You can read that. And as we know, the mark of the beast, of course, is RFID implant. The CHIP that, of course, they want to put in everybody. So, hey, all these things are happening swiftly, man. You can go all throughout the news. Yeah, drone strike on Saudi mega refinery, risk global oil shock, marks major escalation. Yes, as a digital battlefield rise, first ever drone strike on commercial data center occurs in UAE. Yeah, global energy markets in chaos as Iranian strike on Qatar triggers historic gas price surge. So there you have it. So yeah, point is made, clearly in that time of war. And again, it's not going to slow down, so it's going to keep on speeding up until the climax of that war happens. Ultimately, the MOTB is mandated, all hell breaks loose. Mass anarchy, of course, we already know within America. And basically just total conflict around the world. Again, these things are coming swiftly. And again, the scriptures are already prophesied, so, we already know what to expect. Of course, Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to protect his elect, who his brothers ought to be a part of. Of course, us sincere brothers within the truth, few sisters out there serving Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Well, the scriptures say how the Lord is, of course, going to protect his elect. So ultimately, we're not worried about this. All we're doing, of course, is warning the sheep. Of course, saying Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to protect his elect. The scriptures say how those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. So, hey, ultimately, we want to be those ones who endure to the end for Yahweh Bashim Yashai, and of course, be granted salvation. we know, of course, salvation is coming for, again, the elect of the nation of Israel. As, America is being destroyed, the Lord obviously is going to have to make a deliverance for the elect Israelites within his land. And obviously, the Lord's going to, of course, deliver the rest of the elect around the world. So I believe it's a point. Lord, you brothers out there edified. Yahweh Bashim Yal Shai, Bashim Kakodash Brakathum. Shalom.